We are asked to solve this. How do you solve this? To solve this, this is a simple arithmetic. You have to put BODMAS at the back of your mind. Okay? Now, how many operators in this question? We have minus and multiplication. That is subtraction and multiplication. If you are moving from left to right, you agree with me, we will see multiplication before subtraction. It means, therefore, we should first of all consider this before we consider this. Okay? So, therefore, we are going to do 5 multiplied by 3, which is 15, before we consider this minus. So 25 minus 15, you agree with me, it will give us 10. So 10 is the final answer. If you do this first before this, you are using the wrong approach. You must follow BODMAS. Okay? Let's look at this. We are asked to solve this. This is arithmetic. But if you want to solve something like this, you must put BODMAS at the back of your mind. You look at this, how many operators are here? We have division and addition. In this BODMAS, we have division here, we have addition here. So if you are moving from left to right, which of the operator are you seeing first? We are seeing division before addition. It means, therefore, we are going to treat the division before we consider the addition. So, therefore, we're going to do 42 divided by 6. What is that? You agree with me? It's 7. So, this 2 produce this 7. Then we put back the plus, we put the 3. This plus this will give us 10. So that is our final answer. This is what you work without even writing. But you must have BODMAS at the back of your mind. Okay? In this class, I'm going to look at how to use BODMAS to solve a simple question like this. Okay? If you are given any expression like this to solve, any arithmetic, the first thing you should have at the back of your mind, whether you are going to solve it on paper or solve it without paper or solve it offhand, all you have to do is to have BODMAS at the back of your mind. It says you should start from here going to the right hand side. We only have 2 operators here. That is addition and multiplication. Addition and multiplication. If you look at this now, we have multiplication here, we have addition. As you can see, if you are moving from left to right, it's multiplication before addition. It means for this, we are going to deal with this first before we come for addition. It means we do multiplication before addition. So let's do that. This multiplied by this will give us what? 8. Then we put 6 down. Now that we are through with this, to get this 8, we can now use what? The addition. Because addition is not competing with any other operator. So 6 plus 8, you agree with me, it will give us 14. So 14 is the final answer for this. Okay? We do this first before this. Let's look at this. If you are given something like this to solve this kind of arithmetic, all you have to have at the back of your mind is BODMAS. Okay? How many operators in this expression? It's just subtraction and multiplication. Subtraction and multiplication. If you are coming from left to right, which of the operator are you seeing first? we are seeing multiplication before subtraction. It means, therefore, we are going to treat this before we come for subtraction. Okay? So, therefore, we first of all work on this first. This multiplied by this, you agree with me, 3 times 6 is 18. So, we put the 18 down. We can now put this down. Next is to do 12 minus 18. As you can see, here, there is no sign before 12. But behind the scene, there is plus. If it is plus, no need to put the plus. Here we have minus. So plus means you are the owner. This is like a debt. You have 12 pounds owing 18 pounds. If you pay with 12 pounds, how many are remaining? You agree with me? It's going to be 6. If you don't want to approach it like that, you can simply do 12 minus 18. Because this minus is coming before 18, and 18 is bigger than 12. Whatever answer you're going to have now will come with minus. Okay? So therefore, we say this minus this is 6. But because this minus is before the bigger value, not the smaller value, we must put minus here. Okay? Let's solve this. This question says 3 plus bracket open 24 divided by 8. So when you see something like this, the first thing you must do is to call your helper. This is your helper that will assist you to know what to do. As you can see, we have this, we have bracket, we also have this. Addition, bracket, and division. So if you look at this now, this is bracket, this is division, this is addition. So if I am here and I'm moving from left to right, which of these 3 am I seeing first? I am seeing bracket first. It means I should concentrate on the bracket. Concentrate on the bracket. Okay? So whenever you see any equation, expression, arithmetic, you see bracket, go into the bracket and deal with it first. The bracket is like, the bracket is a house. You first of all work on the internals of the house before you go out. So we go to the house, this is our house, we work on the house before we come out of the house to do the rest. Okay? So therefore, if we solve this now, 24 divided by 8, you agree with me, that is 3. So therefore, we are going to replace these guys with 3. We still put the plus, we put the 3. Now 3 plus 3 is what? Is 6. That is the answer. Can you solve this? As you can see, we are asked to do 56 divided by bracket open 7 times 2. Okay? How do you solve this? The first thing that must come to your mind is BODMAS. If you look at BODMAS, bracket comes first. So bracket is like the house. It's like your house. You go into the house, do whatever you need to do before you come outside. Charity begins at home. This is your home. Go into the bracket. Do whatever you need to do before you come outside. Therefore, we do 7 times 2, which is 14. We put these guys back. Now we are out of our house. 56 divided by 14. What is that? That is 4. It means 4 is our answer. We need to solve this. As you can see, it says solve 8 times bracket open, 3 plus 5, bracket close, minus 4. When you see any arithmetic like this, the first thing that should come to your mind is BODMAS and not the S. Now, if we put BODMAS, You will agree with me, the first thing you must do is bracket. Go into the house. The bracket is like your house, which you must work with before you go outside, okay? So we go into the bracket to solve it. This plus this is 8. Once we are through with this now, we don't need the bracket again. Then we put this times, we put this 8, we put this minus 4. Okay? Again, we have two operators. Are we going to use times first or minus? Because of that conflict, you bring in the umpire. This is our judge. Let's check multiplication, multiplication, subtraction, subtraction. As you can see, if you are moving from here, from the left to the right, we see multiplication before subtraction. It means, therefore, we are going to deal with multiplication before subtraction. So 8 times 8 is what? 64. Then we put minus 4. Okay? 64 minus 4. Because there's no more conflict. It's only one operator now. Minus. That is 60. So 60 is the answer. Let's solve this. It says, these guys in bracket multiplied by these guys in bracket. We have two houses now. You can enter any of the houses at work. So let's work with this house first. Inside this house, we have 4 plus 6. That is 10. Once we finish with that, we don't need the bracket again. Times another house. 10 minus 5. That is what? 5. That is how to go about it. Now 10 multiplied by 5 is what? 50. 50 is the final answer. Let's look at this. It says we should solve this. When you are given anything like this, the first thing you should be looking out for is bracket. Because in BODMAS, bracket is the first. And bracket is like a house. You must walk inside the house, finish what is in the house before you go outside and work. Charity begins at home. So, this is the first bracket, another bracket. So you can enter any of the house and work. Inside here, we have 9 minus 3, which is 6. Once we get this, we don't need this bracket anymore. We put divide. We go to this house again. 2 plus 1 is 3. So 6 divided by 3 is what? It's 2. That is the answer. Okay? BODMAS. Let's solve this. It says 5 times whatever that is in the bracket. That is 5 minus 2 divided by 2. If you see this kind of simple arithmetic and you are confused, you don't know what to use. Should I use multiplication first or should I use minus? Should I use division? Simply put BODMAS. BODMAS is your helper to assist you to know what to do first. According to BODMAS, it says whenever there is conflict like this, do with what? The bracket first. Okay, now I go into the bracket. Inside the bracket, another conflict. Minus and division. They are fighting. This minus says, I am the first. Division says, I am the first. I said, don't worry. Let me go back to the judge. If I'm moving like this, as you can see, is division before subtraction. If I'm going like this, okay, it means I should do it division before subtraction. Therefore, I am going to come like this now to say 5 times 6 minus this 2, that is 2 divided by 2, you have 1. I am not through with the bracket. Again, now I have minus. 6 minus 1 is 5. Then I pull this one back. Now I have 5 times 5, which is what? 25. 25 is the answer. BODMAS is always your helper, your savior when it comes to solving questions with conflicting operators. Okay? We need to solve this. How do you solve this? Bracket, additions, subtraction, multiplication. So many conflicting operators. Don't worry yourself. Write down BODMAS. BODMAS is your savior. BODMAS is saying use bracket first. Okay, we should use bracket first. It means I can go into this one. I can also go into this one. Okay, let me go into this. That is 8 plus 4, 12. Then I put this times. There's another bracket. Inside this bracket, we have two operators. Minus at times. That is minus and multiplication. This is subtraction. And this is what? Multiplication. Which one comes first if you are going like this? It is this guy that comes first. It means we should deal with multiplication before subtraction. So therefore, we are going to do 3 times 2, which is 6. So we put the 6 down, we put the minus, we put the 6. 6 minus 6 is 0. Put the 0, we put times, we put this 12. 12 multiplied by 0 is 0. So the answer is 0. BODMAS. Don't assume, okay? This solve 20 minus this. Don't worry. Write BODMAS. BODMAS will help you. It's your helper. The first thing we need to do is bracket. Go for the bracket. So I am here now. I am here now. This is me. Inside the bracket, 2 operators. Multiplication and addition. Multiplication and addition. Which one should I use first? If I'm standing here, I'm going towards the right. I will see multiplication before addition. It means I should solve multiplication before I solve addition. Therefore, I will put this 20 down, come here, multiplication first, that is 20, 4 times 5 plus 3. Now, there is no conflict again. These two will give me 23. That is 20 minus 23. Okay? Now, 20 minus 23 is actually 3. But what should I put here? Is it minus or plus? Because this minus is before the bigger value, we put minus. Okay? If the minus was here, plus is here, we put plus. And remember, if it is plus, we don't need to even put the plus because we know plus is here. However, this question, we have it like this. Therefore, we put minus here. Okay? Let's look at this. It says 7 plus whatever that is in the bracket. How do you solve this? When you see this kind of arithmetic, simply put BODMAS down. BODMAS. Okay? For this, we must go for the bracket first. That is the meaning. We are going like this. Bracket first, okay? I go for the bracket. I am here now. I am here. But I have minus and times. Should I go for minus before times or times before minus? I go again. This is subtraction. This is multiplication. Which one comes first? Is multiplication before subtraction. Therefore, I go back now to do multiplication before subtraction. That is this. Will give me 6. I put minus, I put 8. This will give me 2. Then I put plus, I put 7. Once I'm through with this, no need for the bracket again. 7 plus 2 is 9. So this is the final answer. Look at this. We are asked to solve this. How do you solve something like this? If you have this kind of question, all you have to do is to what? Bring in BODMAS. BODMAS is saying you have to work with the bracket first before you do anything. I say, okay, obey. I am there. I am seeing addition, I am seeing division. Which one first? I go back to BODMAS. Division before addition. So I will go for division before addition. That is this first. 6 divided by 2 is 3. Then I'll write every other thing down. Okay? So this produce this 3. Then I work on this now. That is 7. Because I am true, no need to put the brackets. Again, another conflict. I must bring in BODMAS. For this BODMAS again, as you can see, is multiplication before subtraction. Therefore, I have to do this before this. So these 2 will give me 35. Then minus 5. If you subtract this now, you have 30. This is the final answer, okay?